3 straight wins over Ohio State. This team is victorious. What's your view of the win that happened and unfolded here on Saturday?
It might have been one of my happiest moments. I can't think of a more happy moment to watch our guys and the way they stuck together, the way they played as a team. So many things, especially screaming loudly, was the team, the team, the team. And I heard that with numbing repetition as a young kid growing up in Ann Arbor and then playing for Bo Schembechler at Michigan. The team, the team, the team. And I just kept thinking that was on display. And the 23 team, I mean, that is the team. Those were one of the biggest thoughts I had during the game.
This team has been fighting through adversity in so many different ways this season. Zach Zinter goes down. The very next play, Blake Corum runs off his replacement in for a touchdown. The building erupts. I mean, if you want to talk about a way of defining adversity, does that pretty much explain what this team is and what this team has gone through all year?
Yeah, and no, I mean, there's a lot of sadness, there's a lot of worry. I've been on the field, more times than I would like to remember, where a teammate has been seriously hurt, and the team can sink into that sadness, or it can go the other way, and that's what our guys did. They were playing for Zach, even more than everything else that was on top of the game. You really saw that with Blake when he went into the end zone and put up the 6-5 and have the presence of mind and say, "This is for you, Zach." It's the kind of example I see daily, weekly, monthly, yearly around Schembechler Hall.
There was a photo, a couple of them that Zach put out. You were in one of them right there in the hospital bed, and a lot of Michigan fans pointed out, "Look at the clock. You weren't running and celebrating. You ran to your player's bedside in the hospital." Can you walk us through the process of leaving your house, watching the game, to get to the hospital pretty much as soon as you could?
Well, I mean, the biggest thing was just getting there and finding out there was tibia and fibula, because it could have been so many other things even worse in the knee or in the ankle, and to see the green tree fracture, and today the X-rays look beautiful. It was a tremendous surgery that was done, and I also want to thank Zach for having that knee brace on properly, and I want to thank him for having his ankles taped, and the spat on the shoe. And I also want to thank Jordan Brand too, the company, the cleat. They let us spat over that shoe, and there's some shoe companies that discourage that because they want to see the logo. But I got to give thanks for all those, and to all young players out there. I mean, wear the equipment properly. I mean, it could really save you.
There were so many Michigan legends on that sideline. I mean, from guys like Chad Henne, who is at the top of Michigan passing records, and that honoring the 03 team and seeing different
Desmond.
people. Yeah, Charles Woodson, Desmond Howard. These are Heisman Trophy winners, and Derek Jeter standing on the 50-yard
captain.
line.
How about that?
They're all watching this group, this team. Those guys are legends. Where does this team fall in the lore of Michigan football history?
Oh, I mean, maybe biased, but at the very top, Brad. I mean, so many things now. I mean, they kind of keep piling up too. 12-0 seasons, the first time in the history of Michigan football. And then the individual players. Sharon Moore now, I nominate him as a Michigan great. But what the coaches and our players have accomplished, I mean, that sticking together, playing as a team, the team. The individual players, all the tight ends, all the offensive line, the entire defensive line, Junior Colson, Mike B., Will Johnson, Mike Samerstel, Josh Wallace, Rod Moore.
Come on.
Come on, somebody's got to make the play that ends it. And
what'd you do when you were watching that game, by the way, in that moment?
Up, down, on the ground, hugging my wife. We just a long embrace there. But just so thrilled. And James Turner from Saline, Michigan, who comes in this year, replaces the great Jake Moody, kicks 3 field goals. And there's William Wagner making the step, Tommy Doman making the hold, the protection. Reese Atterbury, who came back from a real bad ankle injury, in there on the protection. Guardian of victory to everybody that was on that field goal unit, guardian of victory for everybody who was on that kickoff unit when we kicked off there at the end and pinned them inside the 20-yard line. It was it was great individual performance, but it wasn't just one guy, it was everybody.
Yeah. You could have used this press conference today, you could use this opportunity to take a verbal victory lap over Ohio State. You were presented with that opportunity and chose not to. Why is that?
The respect for the game of football. The game was well played and well coached on both sides. It was a clean game. It was a tough game. Both teams, great players on each side. Just pivoting could have gone either way. It was a real testament to football and respect for all that played and coached in that game.
I see 2 Big Ten championship trophies here in your office. What's going to be the key to adding a third there this weekend?
Yeah, what we've been doing, the plan, the practice of it, and then the execution. And I thought that was, it's been tremendous for 12, 13 weeks, and now we're going to have that again at the highest level because Iowa wins.